How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Charlie, and welcome back to This Week in Boxing. Charlie, interesting week, mate.
I don't know, like it's been a long week in boxing,
It has been a very long week. I mean, luckily we got to chop it up a little bit on Friday night. Out, fellas had a couple drinks, talked a lot of shit.
No, we debate, you know.
We debate.
We eloquently put our points across and had a gentleman's debate.
All right then, let's start with this week's show. We're going to change it up this week. We normally do the fights first and then the news first, but I think we're going to do see what it's like. We're doing the news and the fights after.
We've got to do the news, big news.
We've got to do the news, big news. All right then, we touched on it last week. Massive card in Saudi Arabia on the 23rd of December. They're calling it the Day of Reckoning. I'm confused by boxing fans this week because for me, I think it's a massive announcement, a massive statement. For others, they're 50-50. Some are extremely cold on it.
Yeah.
I'm totally confused because as a boxing fan, not the main event or the dual main event, it is mostly the most stacked card we've ever had in boxing. Charlie, where do you sit?
I agree. I think I've heard some of the fights I think are brave, in my opinion. I think they're brave, but I've heard some comments from far field. So, for example, if I take the AJ Wallin fight, like we said last week, I think that's a brave fight for AJ to take. And but I've heard comments that Wallin isn't top draw. It should be an easy win. People saying, I can't remember the exact terminology, but some people in Talk Sports saying that they wanted caviar, but they're getting it fish and chips. I know that's not what they were saying, but I find it strange. I think it's brave. I think Herkovic. We expect him to get through that fight, but again, in the position he's in, he's stepping up, and putting it on the line. And you got Wilder, Parker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
it's a good fight. I honestly see the two fights in the main event as potential banana skins.
Of course they are.
Potential banana skins, yeah?
110%.
As much as I don't rate Daniel Dubois as a elite heavyweight, and I think Miller should be banned from boxing, it's a good fight.
It's a good fight.
It's a good fight.
Because Miller, to be fair, that press conference, Miller...
Wait. Daniel Dubois needs some coaching on how to handle press conferences.
Yeah, but Miller was too
Miller
much.
gave it to him and he said,
Too much.
Big time boxing.
Bring it on.
Chop this tree down. Did someone just write him a script? He just said the oldest phrase in boxing.
You are what you are, and he is what
he's
he
confused.
Is.
He's confused.
He's never gonna be, as charismatic or eloquent in front of a camera.
But what he said didn't even make sense. He didn't even give a rebuttal.
Listen,
big time boxing.
I think he's got
chop this tree down. Seriously, bro. Are you joking?
I think he's got to do his talking in the ring. To be fair, I think right now, Dubois, it doesn't matter. I don't want to hear him say anything. Why are you laughing? I don't want to hear him say anything. He's got to do his talking in the ring. He's got to show us in the ring. He can't say anything anymore. He can't. He can't.
Bro, I watched the... Okay, so we got invited to the press conference from whatever. We didn't go. We were busy. Yeah. And I watched it at home. If I was there live, sitting down, and he said, chop this tree down, you would have had a massive laugh in the background. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I think Chisora was killing everyone there. I don't think
it was hilarious.
I don't think anyone else in the crowd could get a word in edgeways.
Oh my God.
It was Chisora. Yeah. Derek was going for it.
It was unbelievable. All right, so let's look at this card honestly and fairly. It is the most stacked card in boxing history, in my opinion. Yeah? The last time I remember cards like this was Don King back in the 90s. When we used to stack the cards.
It's been said.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It is stacked. Now, is every fight on there killer fights? No. We know some of the fights on there are not where they should be. But let's be honest.
But every fight has a killer fighter in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Every fight has a killer fighter.
Well done. I agree with that 100%. Let me give you an example. I feel sorry for Zorro. Yeah, right. He needs to bring his black mask, his cap, and his bloody sword It ain't gonna help him.
Give the man a chance.
No, bro.
Give the man a chance.
He's gonna get slaughtered by Jay Pataya.
Give the man a chance. Give him a chance.
Bro.
Give him a chance.
Bro,
it's
at least, look, Zorro was a man of the people who was brave.
Yeah.
He's being brave.
I agree, but, you know, our man Jordan Thompson had a go. Like, let Zorro have a go. Yeah, let him have a go. Now, I'll be honest, and Ellis, you know, we love everyone. We love everyone because we're people of love and all that. So we want the best for you, but it might be a bridge too far. It might be a bridge too far. But if you can do it, honestly, you earn our respect. You earn our caps off. Honestly, you earn our respect. If you can
bridge too far.
If you can take it 12 rounds, if you can take it 12 rounds.
Bro, what's the longest bridge in the world?
If you can take it, you never know. You never know. Don't underestimate him. You never know. You never know.
So I tell you what, I like to look at body language. And when people came to the press conference, everyone was like, "Yeah, I'm here," and doing some sort of swagger. When Jay Pataya walked in with his puffer jacket on, didn't have one smile on his face, his hands in his pocket like this, and walked in dead serious. He's not playing.
But how do you read the body language? Because we had a couple. I mean, I'm jumping a bit, but going back to that, how do you read the body language? Because everyone has a different opinion about how people behave. Like, I'm with you. I thought Jay Pataya weren't playing.
Yeah.
I thought whoever Jarrell Miller had injected himself with God knows what, he weren't playing.
He was on fire.
For me, he weren't playing. And I thought AJ looked moody.
He was very moody.
I thought he looked moody. He looked like he didn't want to be there, didn't want to be on a warrant.
No.
He didn't want to be.
We'll get to that in a second. That was Warren's show.
It was Warren's show.
It was Warren's show. Let me tell you something right now, yeah? Shout out to Ultratech. Great YouTuber. Go check him out. He must have messaged me, we must have messaged him about maybe 12 o'clock at night, just going back and forth. And he was saying like, AJ looked moody. I was doing the lip reading, trying to work out what he said. And he was putting it on Wilding, like trying to cause trouble.
Yeah, it was.
And then 25 hours later, they released a video with the subtitles and AJ was on it.
No, I think so. So I initially watched it and I thought, oh, does he look all that? But then when you think about it, it's like, even when you go back to the because people talked about, and I know there was another press conference the day after, and people were talking about people's moods and saying, oh, maybe they're scared or whatever. But if you go back for issue, for me, when you have a press conference or a face-off, whatever, the one that's doing the talking usually is the one that comes out on top. Yeah. If you go back to the Crawford Spence, you know, Spence was saying thank you for thank you for helping us get to this point. And Crawford just wanted to take out his crew. Yeah. You know, and at the point people going, oh, maybe Crawford's losing it. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I think these fighters need to wind themselves up. And I think with the Dubois situation, you can see Frank Warren was saying, are you gonna have that? Are you gonna have that? Trying to wind the boy up, because what he's saying is, this is your last chance, my friend. This is your last, and you've got to wind yourself up.
Yeah. I don't respect Jamel Miller for what he's done multiple times. However, he was on the stage with a bunch of real heavyweights. Yeah. And he didn't give a damn. Nah. He said what he said. He said, look, fuck you, Wilder. We don't like each other. Fuck you, AJ. And all these guys you fight, and they ain't real fighters. Fight me. I'm like, don't like the dude, but he done what he's supposed to do.
I agree.
Know what I mean? He put it out there, know what I mean?
I agree. 100%.
I was a bit disappointed, which is not their fault, that the top table dominated the answers, dominated the conversation. Because the guys on the bottom table didn't get much to say. We didn't hear much from Bibble. Bibble had a little word. Everyone had their own little 2 seconds, but nothing really transcended.
Yeah, I don't think they're big talkers though.
You know what I mean? But
a big talker.
like I said, I don't get why there's so much problems with this card. Us boxing fans should be, I don't want to say appreciative, because the sport's supposed to deliver entertainment at a high level. However, you can't say we don't get no big fights, we don't get no big cards. The undercards are always shit. Now, you can't say all this stuff for all the years, and now you get a massive card like this. Like I said, the most stacked card I can remember, and well, if you ever met me in real life, you will know I'm a real serious hardcore boxing fan. I can't tell you a bigger card.
That's a big card.
And I don't get how everyone's so upset about it. I don't get it.
I think this year's been, for this year, that really does top off this year.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Well, we're already planning some sort of Christmas party on the 23rd to match the card.
Party in itself.
Yeah, to match the card.
I mean, people talked about as well the sanity. I've heard some comments about whether it's a bright idea to have a card that close to Christmas. Yeah. Because and I understand the argument, because at Christmas, you've got family, I've got family.
Yeah.
We go big, innit? We go big because
Yeah.
we want everyone to have good memories and all that good stuff. And so you have this fight. It's gonna be pay-per-view without a doubt across the globe. And people say, what's this sense in having a pay-per-view event a couple of days before Christmas? Because you might not get the takeout. Yeah. But like you're saying, if you're gonna do it, you do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna, you do it this way. You do it this way.
I don't want to go into the card too much, because we are planning a head of the table video for next week. So we're gonna break this card down completely, fight for fight, and all the ins and outs of it. But I do want to say this before we move on. I think we have to understand the credit that needs to go out to all the guys, Turki Al-Sheikh, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and the other 12 promoters involved to put this together on a week's notice.
That's good.
With all the TV companies and all the little bits and bobs that happened. Yeah, money talks. And that's we're going to break it down next week properly. Yeah. You have to give them credit, because this has been a problem with boxing. We spoke about it on Head of the Table before about how negotiating for boxing should be done. And this is an example of it. You negotiate individual contracts with the fighters and let the money split down the line and you fight. And it's not about what you get or what I get. What am I actually getting?
And the thing we'll talk about after, and I think even with the broadcasters, they're all getting a bit. Yeah, UK, global, whatever. The broadcasters all getting a bit. ESPN, DAZN, TNT, and even they must be putting pressure on, because individually. And again, we'll move on to the fights last night. Individually, I think they're struggling, so they've got to start doing this. They've got to start doing this.
I hate saying this, as a boxing guy, I hate saying this, but like, our sport's in jeopardy because we're not doing things right.
But if they carry on doing things this way, it'll be
right. And us as boxing fans, we need to be fair and say, wait a minute, all right then, it's not AJ Wilder, it's not Fury versus this guy or that guy. All right then, cool, we know that. But we've got the most stacked boxing card any of us have seen in our lifetimes.
So you're going to give Fury any credit for fighting Ngannou and like maybe setting the scene?
No. that fight should. Let's forget how that fight played out. That fight was a joke from day one, and it became into a nightmare.
I regret I said it. I regret I said it.
I don't want to give other people credit, but if anyone deserves credit for Saudi, it should be Eddie Hearn. He's the one that brought Saudi into the game first with Skills Challenge. Yeah, even though Frank was the boss on Tuesday, that was Frank was credit. Eddie had to take a back seat to Frank, all credit to Frank. No, I'm trying to say
credit for Eddie for taking a back. No,
you're right. They all deserve credit, but it was done in a way where it wasn't at the detriment of each other. They weren't taking stabs at each other on stage. It was done well.
It's all fine.
But that's it. Frank was the lead promoter.
Until AJ said my promoter should be joking.
Yeah, no, but I'm joking. See. But this is what I'm trying to say though. This is what you're doing. Having the bit in your teeth and wanting to go at it, that's a valid point. It's a strong point. But we're going to break this down next week on Head of the Table. Fingers crossed, we'll have that video out for you guys on Sunday. All right then. Let's move on to
the next day.
The next day after. This is actually a heavyweight week. Yeah. Heavyweight week. The night after, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk have their press conference to confirm their fight for the 17th of December.
Another big fight.
A fight that now has is more interesting after the Ngannou fight.
I'm not sure, but this is what makes boxing so beautiful. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think nothing's changed in my mind, and I thought, in terms of the press conference, and I know we've had different debates, and this is something that we'll probably bring to Head of the Table when some of the other fellas are involved, about the body language. I thought Fury had sacked himself right up, because I think he's had that Ngannou fight, and I think we've seen the Fury where he's taken it lightly, and he's not been psyched up.
Engaged,
and I think he's proper throwing himself into his fight because he knows there's some jeopardy now.
Yeah. What I found in that press conference, and again it was with Fury, it was a change in personality, as you alluded to, from the Ngannou fight.
100%.
Before the Ngannou fight, he was all happy and light and jovial, and they're all shit houses and this and that and everything. And like I said, it was a joke.
Yeah.
After the fight of Ngannou, he looked like a broken man.
Yeah.
He didn't want to. The face was all sad and mopey and XYZ. The actions of someone that knew, I got lucky here.
He let himself down.
Yeah, let himself down. He was disappointed, and now he's come back with the same talk. I'm a bit concerned that it could be forced bravado.
I think it's different. I think there's a different energy. And I think everyone, like I said, you never know till fight night. You never know. I think it's a different energy. It's the same sort of energy he had before the fights he had before the Ngannou fight. But the Ngannou fight was all very amicable, from my take on it. And I think he had a different energy. I think similar to AJ. I think they know, like, they've got a lot to lose now.
Yeah.
I think when a fighter knows, I think they start talking. They get a bit edgy. They're psyching themselves out. And I think when you've got a promoter, and I know I'm going back to the day before, like Frank Warren, no matter what we think about him, he's got a lot of experience. And the way he was saying to Dubois, are you going to have that? Are you going to have that? It tells its own story. Yeah, you need to be riled up. You need to be. You need to have that energy. And we all say about, like, and I know I'm going off again on a tangent slightly, but AJ, when he first came out, he was mean. Yeah, he wasn't anybody's friend. He wanted to hurt people. And boxing ain't a joke, like, it's not a joke. And I think when fighters give off that energy, for me, I think if we go down the line to Ali and before, the one that's doing the talking usually is the one that comes out on top. For me,
it's that belief. So I get your point. There's a level of talking when you've got the skills to back it up. You also have a lot of guys that talk a lot of shit and can't back it up. No, but you're talking about at this level. Not at this level. You believe that he's showing that belief within himself.
It's not just a belief. It's they've got, like, and it's not. Joe Miller is more of a talker. Yeah. AJ and Fury talks and AJ talk, but they're not as slick. Yeah. But it's when they talk and they're irritated. Yeah. So AJ's sitting there, he's fidgeting. His mouth's mumbling, he's fidgeting. He does all it. You can see the guy. There's a lot that needs to come out to hurt someone. So to me, when you start, like, if you're like that and you carry that energy to a fight, you ain't gonna start the fight tentative, jabbing from the. You're gonna go in and say, and get it all out. Yeah, I get it. And I think with Fury it was the same. There was a lot of energy, and it was like, it's like he's got nothing against Usyk, and he's trying to create something in his head that says, I've got something against you. In my mind, as I said, we all have different opinions. That was my opinion.
I'm not sure. How do you think the fight plays out?
I think he bullies him.
See,
I think he bullies him.
I've said this in about 5 videos, so I'm not going to go into it too much. I don't think Fury's the same fighter he was when he fought Wilder. I don't believe he is. Now I'm trying to say, and like I said, the reason why I don't believe that, it's not the Ngannou fight, it's that you can't stay elite if you don't fight elite oppositions. Yeah, he's been for the past 3 years since the Wilder fight. Who was he for? Yeah, and this is what I'm trying to say. Everyone's criticizing everyone. Well, I've done this and I've done so and so. He hasn't fought that caliber. He has to be on the slide. And I think his weight's a problem. I think his previous lifestyle's a problem.
I think that's more valid. I think that's more valid than the Wilder fight. I think Wilder, it's not like you go into a fight with Wilder and it's a technical fight and you have to slip, jab and move or anything. He went to a fight and he slugged it out with Wilder. Yeah. So it was with heart. Yeah, he won that fight through heart and endurance. Yeah. It's not like you prepare for Wilder. You do technically, but he's a better boxer than Wilder. Yeah. It's Wilder is the punch. It's that jeopardy with that punch, and he faced that head on. I don't care what anyone said. People are avoiding Wilder. No, they're avoiding Wilder because of that jeopardy. So I understand when you talk about elite, but it's not like he was fighting fighters. All there's fighters out there in every division that says, "Oh, let's keep iron sharpens iron" or whatever. There's not. There's only a handful.
So there's a handful.
There's 4
at that time. At that time. Yeah. He could have fought people that were.
Who?
All right. So
we keep saying that. Everyone keeps saying who's everyone fighting? Who's Joshua fighting? Who's Wilder fighting? Who's Usyk fighting? Hold on. It's those 4 and then no one.
Let's not get confused between now and then. Yeah, you're saying who Joshua was fighting now, and it's not about Joshua, but that was this year. Joshua was fighting Usyk and his other mandatories.
I understand that, but who else?
At the time when he fought Dillian White and Chisora, you're telling me. I'd have to drop names that they were the best heavyweights out of the fight.
No one's saying, but who?
Chisora. I like Chisora. But Chisora weren't top 10.
I understand that. So you say that. Who? I've heard Frank Martin. I've heard.
You can name 10 of them, bro. You can name 10 of them. I'm just saying that Chisora was not ready for a world title shot with Fury. That was not the right
Forget
fight to
Chisora.
have.
Who? Because these people, I know what everyone's saying, but I don't think Frank Martin's travelling to London to fight Tyson.
So again, you're going to say...
Maybe I'm wrong, but at this point in his career,
so
I don't think he's travelling to London to fight Tyson.
Let's just say in hindsight, because we know what happened after the fact, he could have fought bloody Joyce. Joyce was undefeated, was going through everyone at the time. Could have fought Joyce.
Yes, that's a fair comment. That's a fair comment.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to list everyone. You could say Zhang now. You could have fought bloody Luis Ortiz before he fell off the horse. That's what I'm trying to say. No, what I'm trying to say is that at that time, 3 years ago, and in that time between then and the Chisora fight, there were other fighters he could have had that would have kept him sharp. And I don't believe he's sharp no more because he hasn't had no one.
No, you can say that, but that's one fight. Chisora and then Ngannou.
Dillian White, well, I don't kind of...
Dillian White, I don't want to hear that.
No, what did we say? What did I say? What did I say? I told you years ago, I said, once Povetkin knocked him out, he lost all rights to having a title shot. Did I say that?
You could say...
Did I say that?
Yeah, I don't mind, because I've never ever put Dillian White out there. We always argue. I always argue, because people always want to talk about Fury's resume, yeah? And I'm not a Fury apologist, I'm not, right? But his resume, what I'm saying is, the heavyweights, and I've said it before, are all like that. Yeah, even when Chisora fought Dillian White, it weren't like that one was miles above the other. They're all like that. And then you've got, at the moment, a generation. There's others coming through, but a generation that are above them. So it's those four that have to fight each other, in my opinion. Because if any of them fight those in the pool beneath, I think they beat them. I don't think... So everyone's talking, we could fall... So there's somebody... maybe less defeats or better on paper, but I think they beat them anyway. So I don't think there's anything out there that gets their juices flowing apart from the four fighting each other, and I think that's what the heavyweight division's been missing. The next generation coming up, and I put Frank Martin in that bracket. I think Frank Sanchez. Well, I keep saying Frank Martin. Frank Sanchez. Sorry, Frank Sanchez. Thanks for correcting me. In that bracket. Sorry, but even if you look at his card,
Sanchez on the card as well in Saudi.
100%. But if you look at his card, you look where they put him on the card. That is where he is. So there's been comments that like Fury should have fought Sanchez or whatever, but you see where he is on the card. So there's also...
But is that's more about name value and marketability.
I agree,
not
but
skill.
But again, and this is another video maybe for another day, but that's a big part of it. Because these boxers want to get paid. So why are you taking a risk where there's no pay?
But hold on.
But Chisora's... I don't think you should fight Chisora.
I get your point, but we're going slightly off track. Now, are we talking about developing the sport and doing the right thing by being the world champion and being the number one in the division and fighting your peers? That's what the sport should be about. You're talking about pay and salary. Chisora at that time was not the guy to go for a world title shot.
I agree.
So as a champion... who reckons you love boxing and boxing saved your life and you want to be down with the greats and you want to be in the top. He's like Ali, he's up there. And not me, but what people are saying. Thanos, fight your contenders.
Thanos was able, right, with that. Why are you laughing?
Thanos is Frank Warren.
with that, top 10 list, he was able to go down and say he weren't available. Next one was Chisora. And that's why we picked him. Now, we all know that's BS. We know. But he was able to say that and get away with it. So, and I understand what you're saying about, like, oh, let's go and fight this one because it means more to the sport and all that. But they don't, none of them do it. In any weight class. Well, no, maybe not none of them. That's a bit of an exaggeration. But very few do. Okay,
let's move on from that. And let's look forward to the 70. No, not to the fight. We've got a few bits of news. And like I said, it's been a bit of a heavyweight week right now. So, the WBC have now ranked Francis Ngannou as number 10 heavyweight in the world. One boxing match, one loss.
See, this is the other thing. When you talk about why people don't go and fight and why it's not competitive and why they're not. The WBC are part of the problem. Part of the problem. So if you've got mandatories, you tell people go and fight your mandatory and do whatever, or take your belt away, then people are forced to do what they're meant to do. The WBC, and again, this is another video for another time. Let's spend an hour going on about this. The WBC.
I'm about to join you in this one, brother. Did you hear this week we're having the WBC and Ring Magazine? Ring Magazine said it's a shame that they're ranking Ngannou at number 10 because he had one fight, one loss, and XYZ, so it was another box match in his life. And the WBC said, who cares about the Ring Magazine belt? It's not a relevant belt. It's like slating the Ring Magazine and their belt and their rankings. how the hell can the WBC criticize anyone's rankings, let alone the Ring magazine, which most probably, between Ring and the transitional rankings, are mostly the two cleanest rankings in boxing.
I don't know.
And the WBC, of all people, are going to try to talk down and talk about rankings and rules and regulations and what's right and wrong. The WBC are absolutely bonkers. Seriously, like, in terms of legacy, they have the longest standing belt. As far as I'm concerned, the WBC belt is worth as much as my socks.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, they're not worth $2.99.
Across the board, they're embarrassing.
They're not worth $2.99.
Across the board, they're embarrassing themselves. They are.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Across the board.
I don't understand how the WBC could criticize anyone's rankings or anyone's judgment when it comes to how you put fights together. They are so corrupt, it's unbelievable.
I don't even know about crap. It's just that they're not professional. You know, I don't know. I don't think, like, across the board, it's like, there's a bare minimum you should do, like you say, like have decent mandatories, fighting mandatories. But they've got champions that just ain't done anything in years. And it's not just one, it's like 2 or 3 of them. They ain't done anything in years. Like Jamal, you know, they're not fighting. And they're not fighting at their weight class. They're allowed to keep their belts. And I mean, we had the conversation last week, and the IBF maybe go too far the other way. Yeah, maybe. But
Crawford said this week to the IBF, you could keep your effing belt.
No, he did. Yeah, but it's been said before.
No.
It's been said before. But it's better. It's better than what the WBC are doing.
But he said so. He said something along the lines. I can't remember who he said. He said you let someone else keep the belt for X, Y, Z, and do so and so and so.
Who?
Crawford said it in the interview. It was on that. It was on. I think it was on Fight Hype. It was about 15, 20 minutes.
Maybe good.
And then he said, "But you stripped me within 2 months."
We need to look at who he said.
Yeah, I can't remember. But he did mention it.
But listen, they're stripping. I know they've stripped more than him. Yeah. They like stripping a man of a.
Sticking with Ngannou right now and his top 10 ranking, Carl Froch said that AJ and Ngannou is a 50-50 fight. Yeah, Carl Froch is becoming a real troll in boxing. He is. He's becoming a real troll.
There's room for everyone, right? There's room for everyone.
Look,
Carl Froch is trying to keep himself relevant.
As a fighter, you ain't gonna hear me say nothing about Carl Froch.
Right? Yeah.
He didn't duck no one. He fought everyone. And guess what? Yeah, win, lose or draw, he came back. And I'm trying to say, yeah, and that's what fighters do. You know what I mean? He had some great fights. Carl Froch is one of me and you mostly watched every Carl from turning pro to his last one. We watched every fight together most probably. Yeah,
a lot of fights together.
You get my point.
Super 6 and so forth. Yeah,
you get my point. You're right. We've seen Carl Froch his whole career, so I'm not going to criticize him on anything he's done in boxing. But his opinions sometimes are so far fetched.
I agree. But again, I'm playing devil's advocate a bit. You got to allow people to have their opinions. And he's in the media now. He's a pundit on the TV, and he's getting into this whole social media thing. And you know, sometimes controversy equals views. Yeah. So let him do his thing, and it allows us to sit here and debate it and say we think he's talking poop. But
so I tell you what, you're right. You know, and again, this is not even smart boxing talk. A puncher always has a chance in any fight. Yeah, right? So, yeah, you got a chance. But I think in a fair boxing match between Ngannou and anyone ranked in the top 25, yeah, it gets very, very slim.
We need to see. We need to see him again. We need to see him again.
Because, again, you can't compare, and you can't compare the top 20 heavyweights in the world right now that's been boxing all their lives with Ngannou on one performance.
Let's see.
Against an under par Fury.
I think heavyweight's a bit different. Heavyweight is a bit different.
Power means a difference.
And I think you've got to see him out there with someone. And I mean, that's the beauty of it. I mean, that's why I get excited, because all of these debates. Yeah, absolutely. All these debates are like, they're live, innit? They're live conversations.
Well, next week when we film Head of the Table, you're going to get all you want, because we're going to do the Day of Reckoning card, and we're also going to do Fury versus Usyk.
Yeah.
So we're going to sort it all out.
Yeah.
All right then, let's go to the fights for the week. An interesting bunch of fights. And before we start on the fights, let's just say one more thing about these promoters, yeah? As much as you've done good putting the Day of Record together, you need to stop this counter programming.
Hold on.
Spoiled my bloody weekend again.
Hold on. Thursday night. We start on Thursday night. Then we'll get to this counter programming. Thursday night. Shakur Stevenson.
Let's start Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Talent and ability doesn't always make you great.
Yeah,
And here's what I'm trying to say. We all know how good Shakur is.
Mm-hmm.
We all know what he could do in the ring, yeah? Mm-hmm. but you've got to make the fight. Yeah, there's two guys in the ring, so it's not solely on one person to make the fight. You've got to both put the fight in together. But Shakur looked like he was in sparring mode.
He did, but forgive me, his opponent. Gonna have to help me out.
De La Rosa.
That's it, De La Rosa. He was bigger than him, and he looked game. But again, he didn't push the fight all the time.
No, I agree that it takes two to fight. I say so.
Yeah.
You can't criticise one and not the other.
I think he criticised himself. He came out and he was, even between rounds when they panned in on him, they were booing, the crowd was booing, and Shakur was concerned about, concerned about what they were saying, concerned about his performance. So he knew it was under par.
Under par.
But what I would say is, in boxing, I think it takes someone special, and we saw it last night when we move on to last night. It takes someone special to be under par and get the victory convincingly.
Yeah.
I think that give him credit for that.
You've got two guys in the ring. You can't blame it all on one person when the fight doesn't go to plan. Yeah, it's both got to engage and got to do certain things.
Yeah.
But when you have that level of talent and ability of Shakur, a guys that people have on their top 10 pound for pound.
And when you talk too much.
You're a top 10 pound for pound type fighter.
Yeah.
You're talking about being one of the greats. You're talking about wiping out the whole division.
Yeah.
That performance ain't going to help you.
But you won a belt.
No, you won a belt, but I'm just saying that you got to do more. You got to do more.
WBC, by the way, so you could probably be inactive for 2 years and still have it. But anyway.
Yeah, let's not talk about the WBC no more. But you get my point, and I feel like it's got to the stage at 135.
Yeah.
I know Haney's at 140 right now. Yeah. Where you got Haney, you got Shaq, you got Javante, and you got a whole bunch of others, Lamachenko and all the other guys. And you got maybe six or seven of them, Garcia. They're all around there. Yeah, you need to make a statement because you need to pull yourself out of that bunch of 8 and say I'm part of the one of the two.
It's interesting though because I don't know much. I don't know about physique and stuff, but he looked a bit fleshy.
Yeah.
Right, and he made the weight easy. So he was but he was underweight. And then he still looked a bit fleshy. So I don't know
if he's out of it,
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. It remains to be seen, but I wish it, I think before the fight, was beautiful pictures with him. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Crawford, Floyd, Andre Ward. So I mean, Floyd and Andre Ward, man. If I could be in a room with them two, I mean, I'd probably be speechless, and it takes a lot for me to be speechless.
I'll skip the Floyd part. I'll go with Crawford and
for me, and Ward. They're not as boxers. I don't know as people. I think Ward's probably be sound as a person, but I'm not going on there. I just appreciate them as boxers, and I think have Crawford, Ward, and Floyd.
You're in good company.
100%. And then to put a performance like that in that company, probably hurts him a bit.
Yeah.
But as I said, let's see, because styles make fights, opposition makes fights. The guy he was fighting weren't giving him much to work off. So it was underwhelming. Yeah. But he moves on, and let's see what happens next.
All right then, let's move on to this weekend's fights, last night's fights. Yeah. And as I was saying before, I am fed up of this counter programming.
No, it's a mess.
It's an absolute mess.
One big mess.
I don't like watching one fight on the TV, bloody picture in picture, or getting my phone or my tablet on the side and trying to flip between fights and switching to fights. It spoils the boxing, it spoils the night. I hate when I'm doing stuff with the family and have to come back and try to watch 6 hours of boxing, 7 hours of boxing on the same night because of this counter programming. It's a pain. And what makes it even worse is that you're counter programming and putting on crap on the cards.
Oh, whoa, that's a bit harsh. But
bro, that boxer card was disgusting.
No, but listen, forget. You're harsh.
Bro, that boxer card was terrible, bro.
But with the boxer card, you had
Riyad
Paul
versus
Okay, forget who they're fighting, right? So we talk about the matchups on boxing, right? And they're working their way through their new. But Riyad Paul's a decent name.
Ain't he world ranked? Mandatory.
He is.
And mandatory.
I know, and he
and they gave him a guy. They gave him a guy that couldn't. A guy that Riyad could have beaten his sleep. And they're putting on prime time. on Saturday night.
I don't know. I can't say anything.
Yeah?
I can't say that. You're right.
So here's the thing about
You're
it.
right.
Yeah?
But Riappo's on the card.
Wait, hold on one second. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you can cut
But
me
hear what I'm
off.
trying to say. Hear what I'm trying to say. Riappo wants to fight the big names. He didn't ask for the big names. Boxer. Okay, maybe he doesn't.
Does he?
The platform is there.
Yeah.
You're giving all the hype as the next big thing, Yeah. You put him on the main part of the card, and then you put him in with that.
No,
yeah.
but
Riappo may not be.
Look,
you get my point.
What I'm saying, Riappo was a tune-up fight, yeah, and it was a disgraceful tune-up fight in our opinion. Yeah, it don't mean we're right. It's a disgraceful tune-up fight in our opinion. I feel sorry for the likes of Adam Azim because you're building this guy up to be the next big thing, and then you counter-program him with a magnificent 7 card on TNT. You're not doing that. So forget me as a fan, right? Even forget me as a fan, right? Me, like you say, I'm watching TNT because I'm following my Ghanaian brothers or whatever, and I'm watching TNT, so I'm abandoning boxing, yeah. But for the fighters, how are you doing that? Like this guy is meant to be a big star or the next big star. People are talking about.
I like Adam Azim.
Yeah,
I like him. Yeah,
I don't watch it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to watch it afterwards.
No, I watched it after as well.
Yeah,
I watched it after as well.
I don't watch it.
Yeah.
So how can you do that to him?
So I go on TikTok on the fight nights, and I normally do TikTok throughout the fights when they're coming on because I like to do whatever I'm doing. Last night I didn't do no TikTok. The reason why, I couldn't get the fights on my way to watch them. I can't give a review on a fight or talk about a fight when I missed 3 rounds or 1, and I skipped through the other one, and I only saw this part, I only saw that part. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess.
Listen, we've watched quite a few. I've watched Adam Azim, I think live a couple of times, and I think at OVO and up in the Midlands, and you know he's like you say, he's someone that.
Yeah, I'm interested in the journey. I'm interested in the journey. I'm invested.
But you're right. You couldn't watch. Let's say you had to pick one. You had to pick your poison and and that was it. And I agree with you 100%. They got to stop doing it. They got to stop doing it. They got please just stop doing it.
I tell you this right now.
I know it's not easy. No, it's not easy to get the fights on. At the same, it's not easy to get the fights on with the amount of days left in the calendar or whatever it is. But you got to try and avoid. I kept 2 major.
Yeah, I think based on the last 3 or 4 counter programming events. Yeah, I'm skipping the boxer card.
Yeah, I'm boxing.
I'm skipping the boxer card.
I do agree, and it's not again because Mr. Shalom probably thinks we're just picking on him, but.
Got nothing against the dude.
No,
you're not matching your fighters correctly. He's not doing it.
He's not. And to be fair, you got to give everyone a chance. You got to let them build. But if you're trying to build and you're trying to match your fighters, at the moment you need to you need to not counter program. Yeah, it's bare minimum. You got to.
I keep talking about it every single week. Yeah, it's now.
Even if you switch it to a Friday or he did something innovative the other a year back where we put it on a Sunday.
Yeah,
But it kind of worked.
I feel like
Palace or something like he did something. He put it on a Sunday and then
I feel like a broken record. I feel like a broken record. Every time I'm saying the same thing. Why?
No, you do say it. Say it a lot.
All right then.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Magnificent 7 card.
Yeah.
Obviously, there were so many fights there. We can't go through every single fight, but we're going to stick with the 2 main ones. We're going to go with Nick Ball versus Isaac Adogbo.
Can we just Nick Ball?
That was a great fight. That was really enjoyable. The dog bowl's a bit long in the tooth now.
I'm biased in it.
The dog bowl's a bit
biased.
Why?
Because the dog bowl is my brother, really. Dog bowl's
the dog bowl is a bit long in the tooth.
Yeah, but the ref
no, there was a problem there.
That knockout. What knockout? It was give him a knockdown. What knockdown?
No.
He had a knockdown the round before.
No, he knocked him down.
And he gave him nothing. And
when the ball came in, he caught with the right hand and him out and dropped him on the floor.
And then the commentators are telling you,
they ignored it.
And then the next round they give Ball a knockdown. That wasn't even a knockdown.
No, it was a push.
It was a push. What was that about?
It was a push. But guess what though? No joke.
Don't get me wrong. Ball probably deserved to win.
No, even if it was counted as a knockdown for Ball in the for Idogbo, it would have made a difference.
No, I agree. I just got a moan though.
Yeah.
Because it was wrong. It was wrong.
Idogbo made one problem. When he's covering up, he's taking too long to come out.
Yeah, he was taking long.
He's taking too long. He was getting hurt, and I'm trying to say, you can't take a couple when you got to throw back. He wasn't throwing back, and that's what gave the fight away. When he did throw back, it worked. He was effective. It was a good fight. I enjoyed the fight thoroughly. I was engaged.
Nick
Bull deserved it. He deserved it.
He talks and he fights like he means business.
No, it was a solid performance. It was a title performance. Where I want to see the next one.
I can't argue.
No, it was I loved it. Again. But anyway, that was the first fight I watched all night that I actually watched beginning to end.
Yeah.
I was stuck between all over the place.
I watched I know you want to stick to the main ones and we ain't got a lot of time, but I just want to make a couple of comments. So again, with Echo Esserman, how many elbows do you have to take? How many elbows? Honestly, the man got elbowed how many times and the refs, no one cared. And Sol Dakers, you ain't ready.
He's got one yet.
Okay, you have what? You ain't ready. Yeah,
all right.
Don't call that Wardley or not Wardley. Who's Sol Dakers calling that? It ain't Wardley because he just got knocked out. It was
Wardley.
No. Sol Dakers was calling out. Who beat Wardley? Who beat Fabio Wardley?
No one. You talking about he beat?
Who just beat Fabio Wardley?
No one beat Fabio Wardley. He just knocked out bloody David. David
Adelaide. So he has called out Wardley. Adelaide, I think, got knocked out. That's my mind gone.
All right then.
Might have to edit that one.
Yeah, no, I didn't do it. All right then.
Yeah, so he's calling that Wardley because he's the British. Yeah, that's it. He's called that Wardley. Right. He ain't ready.
Let's move on. Denzel Bentley versus Nathan Heaney. Yeah.
That was sad.
It
was sad.
Bentley got out hustled in the first 4 or 5 rounds and then sat back.
No,
he sat back.
He weren't active.
He weren't active enough. I think from round 6 onwards.
I tried making excuses for him. I did.
No.
But he weren't active enough. He got beaten by basics as well. The guy was just throwing little flurries, smothering him.
Yeah. Okay. So tell you what, when you doing a lot by doing a little.
Yeah.
Doing a lot by doing a little.
Joe Kazagi did.
Yeah. Good. Nah, but Denzel let himself down in that one. I mean, but solid fight, good fight. I think I'll be watching the next fight for Heaney. I think he made. I think he showed enough that he could fight when he needs to fight. He could box a bit as well. It was a step up in class for him, and he passed.
I don't know.
But what can you say?
I think
he stepped up and he won fair and square.
If he steps up again, then somebody will actually, I think, take him to another level. You know, I think if he goes up another level, I think he might struggle. Yeah, but I just thought he underestimated him. He said one gear. He weren't hurt or anything, was he?
No, just
didn't do enough.
Didn't do enough.
So if you get someone who that can actually punch a bit more, and who knows? Yeah. Right. But I was disappointed. It hurt.
All right. Last 2 quick bits. Your fight.
Sorry. Respect to your fight. I mean, he's only lost twice.
Yeah.
He's only lost twice.
But
that yesterday.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, that yesterday was.
And I did see this morning, or sometime in the day, that he's retired. I haven't seen the official announcement, but he's now retired.
Smart. He's been a bit inactive as well, so it's smart.
The guy that beat him coming up, I can't remember the guy's name, but I think I did write it down. Let me see the guy's name. Rodriguez. Yeah. He was doing 8 rounders or 6 or 8 rounders, and this was his first step up. So for you to step up from there and then beat a former world champion the way he beat him in the first round, either you're really good.
He didn't do 8 rounds there, did he?
Yeah, exactly. Either you're really good or your fire's no longer any good. It's a massive step up to go from 6 to 8 rounders to fight a former world champion who's only lost a couple times. Once, yeah.
I think that's 2.
You get my point I'm trying to say, yeah? So you're either really good or your fight ain't got it no more. So I think it's a smart move to call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It can't be, was it first round?
First round, yeah, it was first round.
First round, yeah.
And the last one for me is Pacheco versus Caceres. Did you get to see the fight?
No, I didn't see that one. But they're talking big things about this Pacheco.
Yeah, Pacheco, yeah. It's a lovely uppercut that ended it.
Yeah.
Right hand stepping right in the corner of the ropes, know what I mean? And good shot. The fight itself was okay. Wasn't the best fight I watched this weekend, but it was a good fight, entertaining, a bit scrappy in little points, but it was alright. Matchroom are talking up Pacheco's the next big thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I saw the next big thing in that performance, but it was a good performance. It was a good fight.
Can only beat what's in front of him.
But that's the way it goes. this morning when I checked my phone, Matchroom has put up like clips of the knockout, and then they're really pushing him. I think on two fronts. One, they need a star in America.
Yeah.
Two, they need more stars because obviously they're big promotion, expanding.
Yeah.
And three, the cards recently haven't been great.
No, it's not been great.
They haven't been.
They haven't been
great.
They haven't
So
been.
I think they've got a good knockout there. It was a good knockout. You know what I mean? It was a good fight. So they're pushing that really hard.
I think there's big things coming. You know, I think Prograis and
Yep. And Haney
is a big fight.
Yeah.
But as I said last week, until that fight, it's dead zone for me. It's just nothing.
Bro,
nothing
I'll tell you right now, bro. Yeah, bro. I wouldn't call the zone dead zone.
No,
Hold on. When you got the cards boxers putting on.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. What would you rather watch right now? Be honest. If you could pick a random card between boxer and the zone, pick one.
Again, this is for another day.
Pick one.
It's for another day. But boxer for me is like, you know, if you watch other sports, it's there for free. Yeah. If you watch the Formula 1, the football, boxer's there for free. The zone, you're telling me to go and pay more money. You're telling me to go out my way. And don't get me wrong, all of them ask you to pay money in some shape or form.
Yeah.
But for the zone, you're telling me to pay more money with no Champions League, no Formula 1, no just boxing.
Right, yeah.
I know the zone's bigger than that. I know the zone's bigger than that.
Right, I would say this then. In the past 6 months, how many boxing shows on Sky Sports have you watched and enjoyed?
No, listen, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. That's it. But what I'm saying is, it's there. It's just there for me. Yeah. But the zone, you're saying go and reach out. Saying go and grab that star and bring it down. And for me,
it's nothing. When the zone came out over here, I bought it straight away because it had boxing.
It was.
So for me,
it was like $2.99 a month.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I've had it for so long now. It's just part of the package for me.
No, and and at least I've got somewhere to watch it. But at the moment, it's
all right then. I think that's it for the week.
Yeah.
Good show, brother. Thank you all for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe, and we catch you in the